It's midnight and you are tuning into Nightline with me, Zahir, Kelvin Abdullah. News making the headlines. All new development project approval suspended after sinkhole incidents. And mandatory full refunds for passengers delayed 5 hours or more. Starting next month, airlines will be required to offer customers the option of a refund of the original price of payment for flight delays of 5 hours or more. Transport Minister Anthony Loke said this change comes as a result of actions taken by the Malaysian Aviation Commission MAVCOM to enhance the Malaysian Aviation Consumer Protection Code 2016, which aims to provide better protection for air travellers. Speaking at a media conference, Loke said this is a new option for customers who do not wish to continue their journey.
Syarikat penerbangan juga boleh menawarkan mod bayaran balik alternatif seperti voucher perjalanan ataupun credit share. Walau bagaimanapun, pengguna mempunyai hak untuk memilih mod bayaran balik yang mereka kehendaki.
The minister added that mandatory refunds cover fuel surcharges, taxes, fees and charges such as departure levies and passenger service charges. This applies to both refundable and non-refundable tickets for flights that were not used. Under updated Malaysian Aviation Consumer Protection Code 2016 regulations, all cancelled flights must be removed from all booking systems, including online and offline travel agency platforms. Any changes to the scheduled departure time must be communicated to customers at least 2 weeks before the actual departure time, unless due to extraordinary circumstances or unavoidable technical issues. Meanwhile, problems with mechanical components and a lack of skilled workers are among the causes of some technical incidents involving Malaysia Airlines aircraft recently. According to Loke, the audit report of the Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia found 63 of the 411 workers of MAB Engineering Services had resigned since last January. He said Malaysia Airlines had taken mitigation measures and was instructed to submit a monthly report on implementation status. Following the incidents, the renewal period of the Air Operator's Certificate AOC was reduced from 3 years to 1 year. In welcoming the full refund announcement, the Federation of Malaysian Consumer Association FOMCA told Nightline that a clear guideline must be made to provide better protection for air travellers.
Of course, we welcome the move, but the thing is, the MAVCOM or CAM also must come out with a stipulated time for the airline to respond on the refund. Now, usually a refund will take a long process, and we don't want consumers to suffer through red tapes and so on. So in the protection code itself, they must stipulate how many days, 3 days or 5 days or 7 working days. They must come out with a proper timeline so that the claim for the refund should be made easy and accessible for the consumers.
The government is putting approvals for all new development projects in Kuala Lumpur on hold until a task force is formed. In saying this, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Federal Territories, Dr. Zahir Mustafa, also gave assurance that the capital city is still safe, but urged caution around areas affected by sinkholes. She said this to reporters after visiting the site of a collapsed drain in Jalan Pantai Permai, Kampung Kerinci, on Wednesday evening. The drain, which collapsed on Monday and has since been cordoned off by Kuala Lumpur City Hall, is the second of 3 sinkholes that have appeared in Kuala Lumpur over the past week. Meanwhile, Zaliha said her ministry plans to map out Kuala Lumpur to identify areas at high risk of sinkholes and other hazards. She said much of KL's buildings and drainage infrastructure are over 30 years old and suggested that integrity tests were necessary to ensure their safety. In the meantime, the entire stretch of Jalan Masjid India will remain closed for the time being. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Fadilah Yusof said an integrity audit will be conducted to check the entire area to find out the cause of the sinkhole. Fadilah was speaking to the media after visiting Masjid India following the emergence of a second sinkhole early Wednesday morning. The Deputy Prime Minister, however, said the integrity audit will only be initiated on the underground utilities once the search and rescue for Vijaya Lechumi, who was swallowed up by a sinkhole last week, is concluded.
Lepas ini saya akan memanggil juga keseluruhan pihak yang terlibat termasuk DBKL, semua pihak utility untuk kita melihat apa saja utility yang ada di bawah tanah ini untuk kita membuat postmortem dan melihat bagaimana kita nak pastikan untuk masa depan tidak akan berulang lagi perkara begini.
Fadilah said following the emergence of a second sinkhole in Masjid India, the authorities must look into the public safety aspect. He added that the entire drainage system will also be looked into. When asked about the possibility of foreign agencies being called in to help in the search, Fadilah said he believed that Malaysia had enough domestic experts involved in the efforts. Fadilah cited experts from the police, fire and rescue department, and even engineers and various technology being utilized currently. Earlier, another sinkhole emerged about 50 meters away from the initial site where Vijaya Lechumi, a tourist from India, was swallowed up. The second sinkhole is located just in front of the Masjid India police post. Kuala Lumpur City Hall has assured the public that it will closely monitor Jalan Masjid India after the second sinkhole appeared. It said in a statement that the affected area has been cordoned off and safety barriers have been placed to prevent public access. No suspected Mpox cases have been detected among the nearly 2.64 million travellers screened at the country's international entry point since August 16. The Health Ministry said on Wednesday that 33 suspected Mpox cases have been reported at health facilities, with 32 cases confirmed as negative and one case still awaiting laboratory results as of Tuesday. In a statement, the ministry advised travellers from high-risk countries to monitor their health for 21 days from the date of arrival. As a precaution, the ministry has held engagement sessions with various ministries, agencies and non-governmental organizations, NGOs, to inform them of their roles in Mpox control and prevention activities. Additionally, virtual sessions have been held with the Foreign Ministry and Malaysian missions in African countries to strengthen cooperation in obtaining and delivering information to Malaysians in those countries. It noted that the World Health Organization, WHO, has not issued any advisories or recommendations for travel restrictions so far. Thus, in the meantime, the ministry said it will continue close cooperation with WHO and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, to manage the Mpox situation. Meanwhile, 2 new Mpox cases have been reported in the Philippines on Wednesday, bringing the total number of cases to 14. The country's health department in a statement said the new cases were from Metro Manila and Calabarzon, and both have the milder variant called MPXV clade 2. It is reported that case number 13 is a 26-year-old female from the National Capital Region whose symptoms started last August 20th, while Mpox case number 14 is a 12-year-old male from Calabarzon whose symptoms started on August 10. The MPXV clade 2 is a type of Mpox virus that has been observed mainly in West Africa, which has a mortality rate of less than 1 to 4%.
How is Malaysia's science, technology, engineering and mathematics STEM education strategy driving foreign investment and economic growth? And how are recent policies and partnerships tackling the skills gap and supporting industry needs? Money Matters with National Tech Association of Malaysia PCOM Chairman Ong Chin Seong this Saturday at 5 p.m. on TV3 and stream on Tonton.
Malaysia's largest integrated media group, Media Prima Berhad, continued to stay resilient, achieving a revenue of 844 million ringgit for the financial year ended June 30th, 2024, despite a challenging economic environment. The group also recorded a normalized net profit, excluding exceptional items, of 30.5 million ringgit. This was driven largely by enhanced operational efficiencies, venturing into the small and medium enterprise SME market, and effective cost management initiatives. In the fourth quarter, Media Prima reported a revenue of 193.1 million ringgit and a normalized net profit of 2.6 million ringgit. It also solidified its leadership position in the broadcasting sector, capturing over 50% of television viewership and 37% of radio listenership. Both TV3 and Hot FM continued their reign as the top broadcasters in their respective categories. Media Prima Group Chairman Datuk Sri Dr. Syed Hussein Al-Junid said Media Prima has demonstrated resilience amid a landscape marked by economic slowdown, geopolitical tensions and continued digital disruptions. He also stressed that a strategic focus on high growth areas and costs of optimization enabled the group to record another year of positive results. Group Managing Director Rafiq Razali, meanwhile, said global economic uncertainties and conflicts have had a massive impact on major advertisers' spending. Nonetheless, the group's strategic move to focus on new market areas, such as tapping into the small and medium enterprise segment, has helped cushion the impact, with the segment yielding a 20% revenue growth compared to the previous financial year. Media Prima's commitment extends beyond commercial success, with a steadfast dedication to corporate social responsibility initiatives. Over 2.9 million ringgit in public donations supported local community development and medical assistance programs. Additionally, through the Tabung Kemanusiaan Palestine Media Prima, over 1.9 million ringgit was channeled to reputable non-governmental organizations providing crucial healthcare, food security and shelter for victims of the war in Palestine. The Employees Provident Fund, EPF, has submitted the names of 635 company directors to the Immigration Department between January and June to bar them from leaving the country without settling their employees' contributions. The fund said 1,932 civil suits were filed against company directors during the same period, while 2,200 criminal cases were brought against employers who defaulted on their workers' monthly contributions. EPF Chief Operating Officer Sazaliza Zainuddin reminded employers of their obligation to remit their employees' contributions promptly in accordance with the EPF Act 1991. He said failure to make timely EPF contributions is considered a serious offence, adding that the fund will not hesitate to pursue legal remedies, including civil and criminal action, to protect the rights of employees. EPF also urged employers to utilise the KWSPI account platform, which enables them to securely review the list of employees whose contributions have been paid, as well as their payment history. 6 dead in Thailand after drinking bootleg liquor. This and more from the foreign front when Nightline returns.
Dengan tripping ke?
Satu insulator pada menara tersebut telah pecah. Kalau kita nampak, memang kita dah tak nampak ada apa insulator tu.
Kerja-kerja hotman ni antara kerja-kerja yang bahaya dalam Malaysia. Apabila kita tersilap, kita boleh mendapat luka yang serius atau boleh membawa maut.
Di pulau memang kita tak ada shift, cuma kita dalam keadaan standby 24 jam satu hari lah.
Apa pun saya memang kena kuat demi tugas saya dan keluarga saya.
Tak payah masuk campur lah urusan kami.
Dan sebagai bapa, I ada hak untuk menghalang segala tindakan you yang boleh memberanakan dia.
I know what I'm doing because I am his mother.
Betul Ibu, dah kahwin.
I will not tolerate this. Apa yang Ami buat tu salah.
Emilia tu dia bijak, cerdik.
Tak boleh lah, ibu tak boleh terima dia.
Mentua, Khamis hingga Sabtu 9 malam di Lestari TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
On to the foreign front. At least 6 people have died and more than 20 have been hospitalised in Thailand after drinking methanol-laced bootleg alcohol. The Thai Capital's administration on Wednesday said the deaths happened mainly in Klong Samwa district on the northwest edge of Bangkok, where authorities found 19 illegal roadside alcohol stands. It was reported that 6 people have died at hospital, while 22 more were in critical condition on Wednesday morning. Of the patients still in hospital, 7 were on ventilators. According to officials, the vendors bought the beverage from the same supplier, who reportedly told police that the booze were purchased from another party. Japan on Wednesday warned that an extremely strong typhoon bearing down on the main southern island of Kyushu would bring unusually violent storms as 3 people remain missing after a landslide. According to officials, Typhoon Shanshan, packing gusts of up to 252 kilometers per hour and bringing widespread heavy rain, prompted auto giant Toyota to suspend production at all 14 of its Japanese factories. It noted that the typhoon is expected to approach southern Kyushu with extremely strong force through Thursday and may make landfall. Late on Tuesday, a wall of mud, rocks and other debris swept away a house in Gamori in central Aichi Prefecture with 5 family members inside, a couple in their 70s, 2 women in their 40s and a man in his 30s. After all-night recovery efforts, both women in their 40s were rescued, but the other 3 remain unaccounted for. In the Netherlands, a computer outage hit the regional airport and several public services, including the Coast Guard and military police, on Wednesday, with no immediate indications as to a cause. According to the airport website, there is no air traffic possible at Eindhoven Airport due to a network disruption, and it is still unclear when the situation will be resolved. Planes were grounded at Eindhoven Airport in the southeast of the country, which normally takes passengers to 30 international destinations. Meanwhile, the country's main airport, Schiphol, near Amsterdam, appeared to be functioning normally. However, the outage also appeared to be hitting several other public services in the Netherlands. National shuttle is off to a strong start in opener. Actions from Korea Open after this breather.
Diving deep into the business world.
With expert insights and in-depth analysis.
The latest trends and developments shaping the country, region and the globe.
Key insights into finance.
On Money Matters.
Every Saturday at 5 p.m.
on TV3 and stream on Tonton.
Sorry.
Tashira.
Sorry.
Tashira.
Kat sini ada dokumen.
Okey. Hai, saya Sri.
Hai, saya Bashira. Jangan lupa tahu untuk saksikan kami di Jabatan Call Center. Setiap hari Jumaat
jam 10 malam hanya di
TV3
dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Bye-bye.
We're back with sports. Badminton, the 2024 Korea Open. The national badminton contingent delivered a stellar performance in the first round, with 6 of its representatives advancing to the next round on Wednesday. In the men's doubles, Muhammad Haikal Nazri and Chong Hon-jian prevailed 13-21, 21-16, 21-16 against recently crowned Japan Open champions Go Se-fei, No Izzuddin Mohammad Rumsani. The duo will take on Choi Sol-gyu, Hyo Kwang-hee of South Korea in the last 16 on Thursday. In the mixed doubles, 4th-seeded Chen Tangji and To Yi-wei also cruised into the last 16 with a 21-17, 21-10 win over Taiwan's Li Bingwei, Lin Chi-chun. Up next, the pair will face Taiwan's Liu Kuang-heng, Zheng Yuchie for place in the quarters. Meanwhile, Tan Kiang-meng, Lai Pei-jing made a winning start in their bid to reclaim the Korea Open title they won in 2022. They easily dispatched Americans Presley Smith and Allison Lee 21-14, 21-11 to set up a last 16 encounter with Taiwan's Yang Po-swan, Hu Lingfang. Moving on to tennis, the 2024 US Open, Carlos Alcaraz survived an early scare, securing his spot in the second round after beating Australian qualifier Li Tu on Wednesday. The world number 3 gifted the Australian a set, but the 2022 champion steadied the ship before closing out a 6-2, 4-6, 6-3, 6-1 victory inside 3 hours. Alcaraz, who aims to become the third man in the Open era to win Roland Garros, Wimbledon and the US Open in the same year, will face Botic van de Zandschulp next. In another match, home favourite Tommy Paul advanced to the second round after edging out Italian Lorenzo Sonigro 6-4, 6-2, 5-7, 6-2. The American Paul is set to take on Max Purcell of Australia next. Joining them was Yannick Sinner. The world number 1, however, had to claw his way back from a set down before knocking out Mackenzie McDonald 2-6, 6-2, 6-1, 6-2. Next up, the Italian will face Alex Michelson. In the women's event, American Jessica Pegula charged into the second round after crushing her fellow compatriot Shelby Rogers 6-4, 6-3. Pegula is set to face another American and 2020 Australian Open champion Sofia Kenin next. Joining her was Karolina Pliskova. The 2016 runner-up and former world number 1 took 3 sets before beating Maya Sherif of Egypt. Pliskova secured a 6-3, love 6, 7-5 win against the Egyptian and will now take on Yasmin Paolini in the second round. Earlier, world number 1 Iga Swiatek saved 3 set points before seeing off Kamila Rahimkova in straight sets in her first round match. Swiatek eventually secured a 6-4, 7-6 victory following a second set tiebreak and is set to face Japanese qualifier Ina Shibahara for a place in the third round. Couple nabbed with over 2 million ringgit worth of drugs. The details when we come back.
Tema kita adalah
K-pop! I rasa penyamar. Sebab Harisa.
Sebab kami pun wanita cantik. Suara pun tak sedap kan?
Kemampuan mereka diuji.
Dicipta bukan untuk bermegah.
Bising, jangan dekat.
Tak apa, kalau dia merajuk, I masih ada lagi relax.
Pertelingkahan terjadi.
Engkau yang nak nyanyi tau.
Ya.
Tapi sayangkan ku
Saksikan Ahad ini 9 malam di TV3.
Kalau drama lain, selalunya sibuk dengan konflik cinta.
Awak tak yakin yang saya cintakan dan sayangkan awak?
Keluarga.
Aku nak cari kamu!
Dan adik-beradik. Jangan biadab dengan ibu, Tapi drama ni ada isu dengan Pontianak mengganas. Kat Amerika, ada ke Miss Ponti? Slot Cerita Rama setiap Sabtu di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Nightline continues. The president of the National Professors Council, MPN, was among 2 academics charged at the Shah Alam Sessions Court with criminal breach of trust. Professor Emeritus Datuk Dr. Radwan Cik Ros and Professor Datuk Dr. Kefli Mahbul both claimed trial to misappropriating 271,000 ringgit of the council's funds. 64-year-old Dr. Radwan faced 2 charges in his capacity as MPN president of misappropriating 71,000 ringgit and channeling it into Dr. Kefli's bank account. Dr. Radwan was also faced with 5 other charges in his capacity as MPN Global Reach Sendirian Berhad Director for misappropriating 200,000 ringgit, which was the initial payment for the UKM Shape MPN Global Reach Sendirian Berhad program. The money was also allegedly channeled into Dr. Kefli's account. He was charged under Section 409 of the Penal Code, which carries a jail term of up to 20 years, whipping and fine. Dr. Kefli, who was Global Reach Sdn Berhad Chief Executive Officer, also faced 7 charges for conspiring with Dr. Radwan to misappropriating the funds. He was charged under Section 109 of the Penal Code, which was read together with Section 409 of the same code. The charges were levelled separately against both the professors before Judge Dato Anita Harun. The judge set bail at 40,000 ringgit each for the accused, with 1 surety each, and ordered them to report to the MACC office during the first week of every month. October 23rd was set for case mention. Police have dismantled an international drug syndicate involving the processing, packaging and distribution of drugs, with the arrest of a couple in 4 separate raids around Iskandar Putri and the city on August 17. State Police Chief Commissioner M. Kumar said the raids conducted have led to the seizure of over 6 kilograms of various types of drugs, with an estimated value of more than 2 million ringgit, along with drug processing equipment. During the first raid, police arrested a 31-year-old foreign man believed to be the mastermind at a gated and guarded terrace house in the Eco-Flora area, leading to the discovery of a significant amount of drugs. Following the arrest of the man, a 38-year-old woman was detained in Taman Setia Indah on the same day. The local woman then led the police to 2 more locations at a terrace house and an apartment around Johor Bahru, with total drug seizures valued at 2.04 million ringgit. Initial investigations revealed that the male suspect had expertise in processing drugs from scheduled substances including methanol, sulfuric acid and various other chemicals. Urine tests on both suspects also came back positive for drugs. Police also seized a car, almost 132,000 ringgit in cash, including Singaporean currency, as well as 3 bank accounts containing more than 129,000 ringgit. The 2 suspects have been remanded until Saturday to assist with investigations under Section 39B of the Dangerous Drugs Act. In Perak, the body of an infant was found buried in the cement on a house porch at Taman Sri Rokam, Jalan Pasar on Wednesday. Ipoh District Police Chief ACP Abang Zainal Abidin Abang Ahmad said in a statement that according to the pathology expert at the Raja Permaisuri Bainun Hospital, the baby was a girl believed to have been delivered at 7 months of pregnancy. He added the post-mortem examination will be conducted on Thursday. Police were tracking down an Indonesian woman believed to have been the tenant of the house for the past 3 years but disappeared a month ago. Abang Zainal also said that the house owner, who lives 1 house away, told the police the woman was pregnant when they went to collect the monthly rental. A 37-year-old Indonesian man, who is the new tenant, discovered the body wrapped in a sarong while renovating the house. In Kedah, 2 brothers were among 3 men charged on Wednesday with the murder of a car wash worker 2 weeks ago. The trio were also charged for causing severe injury to a security guard. At the Sungai Petani Magistrates Court, no plea was recorded after charges were read out to V. Mathavan, 36, V. Navin Kumar, 27, and R. Puvaneswaran, 31, by the court interpreter before Magistrate Khairatul Animah Jelani. The accused, along with 2 suspects still at large, are alleged to have murdered 28-year-old S. Narentiran in an alley behind Snow Car Wash, Taman Bedong Jaya, between 2:15 a.m. and 2:30 a.m. on August 15. The court ordered all accused to be held without bail and set September 26 for case mention to transfer the case to the High Court. At the Sessions Court, the 3 men pleaded not guilty to causing severe injury after the charges were read out by the court interpreter before Judge Roslan Hamid. The accused, along with 2 suspects still at large, are alleged to have caused severe injury to 29-year-old J. Dinesh at an empty parking lot in Kampong To Pawang Bedong at about 2 a.m. on the same date. The Sessions Court also set September 26 for case mention and for document submission. Nightline draws to a close this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look as top mountain bike slopestyle rider Eric Fetko became the first person to execute world-class tricks on a 24-meter elevated bike parkour above the trees. With that, I'm Zahir, Kelvin Abdullah. Thank you for tuning in and have a nice day ahead.